Everybody ready?
Yep.
I'm all ready to go.
Okie dokie.
Yay, more psychological torture.
In the espionage campaign.
I'm doing none of this. This is your
I
This
know.
is you lot.
I know.
So,
I'm
are you
sorry.
recording, Toad?
Yes, now that I have space, I am recording.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the D20 sci-fi campaign called Field Wake. In the last episode, Bomber got explosives, Snarbly Wolf got fucking frightened, and Nets once again failed to get his leg over. Because Nets always fails to get his leg over. And Nets managed to get some thermal insulation fabric and a thing that will deactivate security cameras. You know, just unimportant stuff. He failed to get his leg over. That's what's important. So the day dawns on a new day with work ahead of you. The sky is cloudy. A combination of rain and hail is sleeting down, and filling the entire of the slums with unpleasant futtering sound. Just the sound of rain hitting slushy water on the ground and hail bouncing off metal and stone and wood. And as you kind of start out for work, you realize that you have to go back inside for a moment because the rain is some kind of acidic rain, and it burns a little bit when it gets on your skin. It's not unheard of in the slums. Like there's a lot of industrial manufacturing and things going on, and even 60 years after the slum was set up, there's still some issues with the local area terraforming and things. So it's not unheard of, and most of you have clothing that will deal with it. So how are you guys prepping for work, and what are you taking with you?
All right. I'm taking 5 of my rounds, my pistol rounds. I'll just pocket those. So.
And the pistol, I presume?
Nope.
Nope, just the pistol rounds. Okay.
Just the pistol rounds, not my clip, just the rounds by themselves. And I'm going to grab my lunchbox with the
Thermal explosive.
With the thermal explosive in it.
That's already been primed with the black vial.
Yep.
Okay.
And
That's scary that he didn't wait to prime it.
Yeah, well.
You're stupid.
Bomber is a bit of a jackass.
Considering his nickname is Bomber, he doesn't know much about explosives.
No.
Well, it's not because I make bombs, it's because I throw bombs. You know, right hooks. As I kill a guy with a knee to the face.
Yep.
So I mean,
I think it's just because he's a walking time bomb.
So you're
yes, as well.
taking your explosive lunchbox, 5 pistol rounds, and just basic work equipment then.
Yeah.
And your sort of acid-proof rain jacket.
And my knife as well, just because.
And your combat knife. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Snarbly,
steady.
what are you taking to work?
So first off, I'm going to take my crowbar.
Okay.
I'm going to leave my hatchet at home, however. I'm also going to take my windbreaker. Here, let me actually open up my inventory and see what I'm going to get. So I already said crowbar. I already said a hatchet. Clearly the wood mask. I forgot we had the duct tape for the entire campaign. I haven't used it yet, so I'm gonna bring the duct tape along with me.
Okay.
And, lastly, let's see. I got the windbreaker. Crowbar.
Are you taking Jericho with you?
Oh, I have to take Jericho with me. I mean, if we're gonna die here, I might as well have the safety blanket with me.
Okay, Jericho the bunny goes with him. And Nets, what are you taking with you?
So I want to have waken up a little bit earlier, and along with the pictures of cameras that I've put in my image recognition software, I also want to start loading it up with pictures of eyes. Just
okay.
So I can also laser out eyeballs.
Right. That's fine.
Yep. And then I shall don my anti-thermal scanning suit. I thought that was going to sound cool, but no. And I'm going to put my pants on over top and wear my leather jacket over top.
Okay.
And I will pocket my multi-tool as I always do, and my radio.
Quick
Fair
question,
enough.
why don't you call it your stealth suit? That sounds so much better.
It does sound so much better, but bear in mind this is
He's an engineer. He thinks big. He may not execute well, but he thinks big.
bear in mind
Big
that this is
brands.
a basically a onesie made out of thermal negation mesh, which is essentially just really powerful thermal underwear.
It's
It holds
basically
the
like
heat
I'm
in.
wearing super safe asbestos.
No one said it was safe.
Fantastic.
Come on, really?
So
Thermal
we
weave
have
stuff that... Damn it!
we have our thermal weave wearing Nets with his anti-camera and now apparently anti-eyeball mobile phone and his normal work equipment.
Laser phone.
And his utility knife and bits and pieces. We have Bomber with 5 pistol rounds and thermal explosive. Not carrying any other explosives with you.
I am currently not carrying any other explosives with me.
And we have Snarbly Wolf with his crowbar, his bunny teddy, his plush bunny, and his duct tape. And you head off to work. Streets are a little bit crowded. In the Balar areas, you see an awful lot of sort of Balar personnel. Balar enforcers primarily are what you notice the most because they're the most noticeable. But you see a lot of like people who are working for the Balar as street cleaners, and as you pass one of the markets, you see that there's a couple of guys who are wearing the sort of standard blue jacket that Snarbly Wolf would have worn when he was doing small security jobs for the Balar. It's a standard blue jacket that's kind of knife resistant, basically, that the Balar hand out to their low grade security officers. There seems to be quite a lot of activity going on around. This brings to mind, to Nets' mind, the fact that in the Drasny area there were some Balar guys in Amnesia, but he doesn't know anything about that. He just remembers there were some Balar guys in the Drasny area in a club. Hint, hint, there was stuff going on.
But it's Nets, and he's like, Amanda. I must
Yes,
find out.
true.
I must, like, he... I'm not trying to
He's a
min-max
tunnel
my
vision
character.
handicap.
I'm playing my character as he is.
And
But I feel
you
stupid
head off
for doing
to the
that.
Magrail. You should feel stupid, but at the same time, you're doing beautifully playing Nets because Nets is kind of stupid.
Kinda. Yeah.
So you head off to the Magrail. The Magrail chugs along. It's quite packed. There's sort of like the smell of the acid rain is just clinging to everybody, which is kind of an acrid, almost ammonia-esque smell. And you all head in to work. You get to work, and it's pretty standard workday. Like everyone seems to be clocking in. The foreman of Nets' work area, or the foreman of the sort of the manufactory areas, comes over to Nets and asks Nets if everything's okay because he remembers getting a phone call from Nets. Guy called Sorechi. He goes, "Everything get sorted out there, Nets?"
Yeah, there was some interesting things, but we're all good now.
Because I tried getting a hold of Amanda and no one's seen or heard from her in like 4 days.
Oh, that's weird. I was finally able to talk to her last night, and yeah, that sorted out what we needed to sort out. And really, nobody else has
Right.
seen her for 4 days, huh?
If
I'll have to talk
if
to
you
that
get
girl.
in touch, yeah, if you get in touch with her, can you tell her she's like missed 2 shifts now?
Damn.
So
Wait, does that mean I could be the senior around here?
Sorechi chuckles and he says, "Well, you've been repairing things, and if things need repairing, I'll call you."
Well, who else are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
Sorechi looks at you, and then he looks like up as if sort of gesturing up with his eyes to the entire building, and then looks around himself and he goes, "We do have more than 2 engineers.
Oh, right.
Just
yeah.
saying."
Nets has been spending so much time trying to get
Shag
him,
Amanda.
Yeah, trying
Yeah.
to shag Amanda that he's forgotten about everyone else.
So, in the meantime, Snarbly Wolf heads off to the warehouse to do his job, which is ferrying ferrocite. firmly ferrying
Parasite.
ferricite,
Parasite.
firmly ferrying fanny satchels of ferricite.
Now he's putting it near his fanny. Aw. Wait, he has a fanny? I thought that meant something else in British.
Yeah.
No, fanny means that in British. In American, fanny means rear end, but in
Yeah.
in British, fanny does mean
Yeah.
lady nether region.
hmm
And as a British person, I can say that and not sound weird.
No, that still sounded weird. It would have been better if you're just like, yeah, fanny means vagina. It's a proper medical term. Deal with it, people.
And Bomber heads off to do his job, carrying a lunchbox of explosives. So, Bomber, what do you do?
Basic routine, throw my lunch in the fridge, but this time I'm gonna toss it in the freezer.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
That's it. Just go back around my routine. Go once the work shift started. Once I'm at working
Those
towards
are a
some other-
percentile, Monsieur Bomber.
Yeah.
I shall
Yeah.
put those percentile where they're easier to pick up. Over
Okay.
there. So
Okay.
I would like you to roll that percentile 3 times and write down the results.
One to 5.
51. 51.
One.
I'll make it easier to tell what you're rolling by coloring the tens dice a different color. There you go. That's
It's
the
not letting me
tens.
select both of them for some reason.
So, Nets, you've had a talk with Sorechi. What are you up to next?
I'm gonna go to my office to check my day log and see what needs a fixin'.
Okay, so you head into the office and you open up your computer, you check your day log. The day log has a list of bits and pieces that have broken down over the last 2 days because Amanda hasn't been in. Primarily, it's floor 3, manufactory floor 3 that needs work. There's a few bits and pieces over on manufactory floor 1 where Bomber works. Primarily, it's just rechecking and retightening and just general maintenance work. There's a couple of things that have actually broken down. One of the drag belts that drags small components has a tear in it, so they need someone to dismantle the drag belt pull so that they can replace the drag belt, and that falls to the mechanical engineering team. So you've got a few tasks to get on with around the facility.
Nothing on floor 4 yet, eh?
Nothing on floor 4 today, as far as you know. Snobby Wolf, what are you up to?
So first off, I do my usual round for one thing. See if there's anything different.
Okay, so roll a spot check.
Okay. Wish me luck. 12 plus.
Okay.
0 as usual.
12 plus 0. Okay, so Snobby Wolf looks around as he's sort of going around the warehouse. You notice 2 things. One, there are 2 big metal crates with padlocks on them sitting on the bottom of one of the sort of racks in the warehouse that weren't there last time you were here, and they look odd compared with everything else. Everything else here tends to be stored in sort of standard pallet crate style storage. These are 2 big, what you would necessarily associate with kind of like reinforced storage, long-term storage. They're almost like shipping crates, but they're roughly sort of a meter on a side, just over a meter on a side.
Right.
And they're both perched on either end of the bottom of this rack. You also notice that the warehouse is a little bit busier than usual. There's a couple of extra people in there just wandering around. They don't seem to be doing anything, these extra people. They just seem to be wandering around the warehouse. But everyone else seems to be fine with their presence there, so they're possibly inspecting or doing an inventory, maybe.
Alright, so first off, I go to, who am I supposed to talk to for the, actually, no. I go to Rashman.
Okay, so you head to the ferricite cage, and Rashman is standing beside behind the ferricite cage, grumbling to himself.
So I say, hey, for one thing.
Hey, Snobby.
So do you know where? I heard the guy at the elevator is not there anymore, is he?
Nick, yeah. He this whole thing about handling radioactive material, he got all shitty.
Do you know where I can go get his job at? Or apply?
Vulture.
Do you know where I can go get his job at? Wow, shit, dude.
Rashman just kind of looks at you and shrugs, and he says, "Go and talk to Sorachi."
So I go over to Sorachi and I ask for the elevator job. Yes, I know 50. It is savage.
Okay, good. Have you reiterated?
Okay, so I just rolled and got a critical failure, and that was the sense motive check from Sorachi. So Sorachi has failed to sense that there is any ulterior motive in Snobby
Critically.
Wolf.
So he's like super
Critically
happy to
failed.
give him the job.
Yeah.
He's like gonna give him a job and like 3 raises, pretty much.
Well, basically, like, if he'd succeeded, I would have had him detect that there was some kind of ulterior motive, but he wouldn't have been able to know what. Now he's just kind of like, this guy's a bit of a job vulture, but, he wants to do the job, so why not? So you find yourself promoted to basically picking up the ferrocite and taking it from the cage all the way up to floor 4 to lab A31.
Ha! Take that, Nets.
I got more gadgets though. I'm a real spy.
Yeah, and 1 less kidney.
Oh. A real spy does it the clean way. Anyway, so
You're
I
in
do my
like
job.
radioactive filth every day.
So?
Okay.
At least I have 2 kidneys.
Yeah, you can't come back from that. You sold
Oh,
a
and a
kidney for
clean
what amounts
Ballard
to.
tab, by the way.
Mine has had nothing on it that is not, essential.
Anyway,
Can I
so-
just point one thing out about that? They
Okay.
only
Yes.
technically gave you 1 tab between the 3 of you.
Oh, son of a bitch! Oh no! On the plus side, I can be like, hey, do I look like I'm that much of a fancy asshole? No.
Fair point. So Snarby Wolf is now carrying ferrocite up to lab. Did I say A13?
Yeah, floor 4, lab. Yeah, I think it's A13.
Yeah. So lab A13, Alpha 13, up on floor 4 is the one that is receiving the ferrocite shipments, the ferrocite periodically. And as I said, like it's one collection of ferrocite every sort of 4 or 5 hours. It's not, and I'm not talking backpacks worth of ferrocite. I'm talking like small amounts. They only take small amounts of ferrocite up at a time, and sort of you get to take it up when you get up to lab A13. You see that it's kind of almost like a mineral processing lab. Not that like Nets knows what a mineral processing lab is. It's very well kitted out for the slums. Again, like Nets probably doesn't
Snarbly
know
Wolf?
that. Sorry, Snarbly Wolf probably doesn't know that.
I mean,
but
Nats
it
probably
is-
doesn't either, but
Nets probably doesn't either. But yeah, so it's a moderately well sort of kitted out materials management lab, basically.
Interesting. So, I do my job. I take any notice for anything suspicious.
Okay, so roll a spot check.
Spot check time. So, spot check is also a +0.
oh,
19!
shit.
19.
Fantastic.
Okay. So the threshold to see this particular thing was 17, so it's quite hard to spot. Snarbly Wolf may make of it what he wishes. Snarbly Wolf understands that ferrocite is a metal that is used in spaceship creation.
Yes.
in the materials processing lab where they are managing the metal,
Mhm.
they appear to have what seems like a sort of vial rack of blood. It's a medical vial management rack.
Rack of med blood.
And it contains
I'm so
little
glad
vials
I
of
taught you
red.
to spell.
Red vials, yeah.
Yeah, contains vials of red fluid. So that's abnormal. Other than that, like you've got the usual kind of chemical synthesis vials and glowing stuff and laser spectrometers and mass readers and infrared uh, temperature gauges and all sorts of wonderful devices.
All right. Well, that's. Guess I just continue with my job.
Okay, so Nets or Bomber, who wants to go next?
I'll go next. You have my percentages I rolled.
I do.
Um, I'll assume that I'll find out what happens with that later.
Yes, you will.
Son of a bitch. Okay. I'm gonna go about my business and look for a machine that is not being used, not turned on. The person who normally checks it out is off sick, has the off sort of thing, whatever, when it's not in use.
Okay, so you find a machine at the back corner of manufacturing floor 2 that currently isn't doing a production run of anything.
I am going to load all 5 of the shells I have with me. The bullets, I'm going to put them into roughly right on top of the engine, so that once it heats up, they'll go off. Just
Okay.
as like a noise-making little bullshit device.
Okay.
And I'm going to go about
Roll a knowledge chemistry.
I'll assume that's okay.
Yep, that's a 15. That's pretty decent. However, knowledge is a trained only skill, so you get a -4, so you're actually on 11.
Okay, do I have any? No, I don't have anything. Right.
So you pop the pistol rounds onto the machine and you head off happy that you've got a little noisemaker. And it's now roughly kind of like an hour and a half, 2 hours after you started work.
Those
Okay.
do have to get quite warm to go off, don't they? Without something wrong with that machine, they aren't going to go off, are they?
You'll see.
Is that one of the broken machines I have to go fix?
You'll see.
God damn it!
If you shoot me in my one good kidney, I'll punch you in the dick.
So, Nets, what are you up to?
Okay, is there any work to do on Snarbly's floor?
There's a few bits and pieces that you could do in the warehouse. Mostly it's general maintenance of jack trolleys and things like that.
Okay. How well kitted out is the lunchrooms?
Pretty decent. You've got a fridge and microwave.
Do they provide
couple of
any like materials or that? Like, or I guess I could go through the garbage for like a lunch bag.
Okay.
Okay.
If you want to find old food, you can find old food.
Okay. So I want to do a quick stop near whatever my closest lunchroom is. I hope I don't get blown up here.
Okay.
I want to do a look around to find just like a sandwich bag.
Okay.
And then head on down to Snarbly's floor to do some work there. Because I know that there's Ferrocite being moved around, and then it's like, hey, I should take a look at what's happening down here as well, since I've already seen the other floors.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. So you head over to where Snarbly Wolf is. and you check out the ferrocite area, and then
What's
you.
up, Nets?
Hey, Wolfman. I'm a fixing things.
Good job. I'm doing some work.
That's what we do when we're at this place.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Well, see ya.
Okay. Have
So you've
a
met with
good
Nets, and you
work.
head off. And you head off about. But what are you doing with the rotting food?
It's not rotting food. I'm just got a empty bag, like a plastic
Okay, you've
bag.
got an empty lunch bag. I see.
Yeah. Yeah. Why would I want
So-
rotting food? What did you think I was? You got no
You were
idea what
digging
I'm
through the
thinking, do I?
trash.
Nobody knows
You're
what I'm thinking.
retarded at times.
I love how I keep everybody on their toes.
You do. You really, really do.
Okay.
So you visited with Snarbly. What are you up to now?
Okay. So I'm gonna
Me?
I'm gonna perform a couple of the fix-it duties down here, and as I'm going around, I want to be extra careful, specifically looking for anything that might look like residue of ferrocite, since like it's in a crystalline form being moved around down here. Whether there might be anything broken off, any fragments, any dust that's been collected, any sorts of residues that I can collect in my new little baggie.
It's like very valuable substance, so it's monitored quite carefully.
Mhm.
You could probably get a few flakes, not a lot of it.
Okay. Few little flakes here and there. Okay.
Yeah, that'd take a couple of hours of kind of hunting around to find it, but you could probably get a few flakes.
Yay.
So over the next couple of hours, Nets is hunting around for flakes of ferrocite. What are you up to, Snarby Wolf, over the next couple of hours?
I'm still working, seeing if there's anything else interesting about this floor.
Okay, so
You got a
you've
lot of
basically-
downtime, that's one thing.
Yeah, you've got a lot of downtime, and basically you've almost got free reign now because you've got permission to go up onto that floor, and it's like there are security officers on that floor, but you've obviously know you have permission to be up there.
I love how
Um,
you
in
didn't
fact-
tell Nets that you got a new job when you ran into him. You're just like, hey, I'm working.
So, in fact, actually, to be honest, the security guards seem to give you quite a wide berth. To be fair,
But to find that,
when they sort of walk past you in the corridor and things, they tend to be sort of like the other side of the corridor rather than walking past you.
Hmm.
No
Um,
doubt he's radioactive mask man.
So you get pretty much free reign to walk about on the fourth floor as much as you want. There's sort of roughly 20 lab rooms in each of the three areas, and then there's the administrative block across from the lab rooms. So there's roughly about 60 labs.
60 labs.
If you're curious enough to sort of peek in through some doors, you'll probably end up finding the lab that you and Nets and Bomber woke up in your sort of hallucination fever dream, which Nets had visited before. So, like, it's interesting that it's there, but it's not sort of earth-shattering, kaboomy sort of interesting. Earth-shattering, kaboomy interesting.
You amuse
So-
yourself, don't you?
I do. I amuse myself a lot. So you spend 50 behave. You
Said
spend some time
amuse,
wandering
not
around.
abuse.
Oh.
No, my partner's the one who does that. I shouldn't have said that. So you spend a couple of hours wandering around upstairs. And Bomber, what are you doing for the next couple of hours after?
I am going to, once I can, head back up to that where that forklift was, and I'm gonna turn it on the. I'm just gonna turn it on and walk away. Hope as long as nobody. I'm gonna keep an eye out, make sure nobody's looking at me, checking my way. Turn it on and walk away.
Spot check.
D20.
Okay, so you don't see anyone sort of keeping an eye on you.
Do I see any cameras?
There are cameras in there, but like a guy who works with the forklifts turning on a forklift isn't necessarily going to be a massive amount of attention. Most people who watch security cameras for a living are rather bored.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Mhm.
turn it on, look at my watch, and then walk away, like kind of jog off sort of thing, and then jog
Okay.
back in.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So about 4 hours have passed since you started work, and Bomber at least knows that he's got an explosive in one of the fridges. Roughly 4 hours have gone past, and nothing's happened so far. Nets, you've collected a few flakes of ferrocite. Probably like a gram and a half worth, maybe $40-50 worth of ferrocite. Quarter teaspoon, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, got Parasite. Is Snarbly now taking care of both the hallway transfer and the elevator? Or do they have someone else on the hallway transfer now?
Snarbly Wolf's taking it from the cage all the way up to the lab.
Okay. And where is his location relative to me walking back towards my workstation? Would I pass it along the way going back up to the other floors?
Like walking between, because you walk around the place quite regularly, like sort of repairing different things. Like there's no problem with you walking past there at some point.
Okay. Gonna walk past, notice that Snarbly's doing all this job. How long is the hallway?
The hallway from the cage to the sort of main warehouse floor, and then down the side of the main warehouse floor to the elevator, a few 100 feet.
Few 100 feet. So the guy from the cage does not have view of the elevator?
No, he doesn't have view of the elevator. The people in the warehouse have view of the elevator.
Okay. And is this elevator specifically cordoned off for Snarbly's job, or is it like open for everybody to use to get to the other floors?
Not many people use it, but it's there's no like sign saying it's not to be used.
Okay, so on Snarbly's next load, I'm going to join him in the elevator.
Okay, so Snarbly Wolf gets onto the elevator with a satchel of ferrocite, and into the elevator walks Monsieur Nets.
Oh, Nets, what are you doing in here? You're not allowed to be up here.
Why am I not? I fix things everywhere. I can be everywhere.
You sure about this?
Why wouldn't I was just down here fixing your guys' hand carts, and I gotta
And
go
what are you
like
fixing
fix some
up here?
belts and. Well, it's the
I love
elevator. There's
how-
nothing to fix here. I'm fixing stuff on the next floor. I just thought I'd ride up with you.
So you're not fixing anything on the next floor. You're just gonna get me in trouble.
I've got stuff on the next 2 floors, dude. Like, here's my work docket. Wait, why am I even showing you this? You can't even... Wait, can you read it yet?
Show me the work docket thingy.
So I'm assuming I've got this on, like, some sort of scheduled spreadsheet tablet type deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being like, okay, here's my different floors and different tasks to complete on them, and, like, my triaged relevancy of each task. And...
Fine.
Yeah.
Actually, wait. I got a better idea. How about you wait until I go back up, or I go up the elevator and then it comes back down, and then you can come back up. I mean, you can come up alone, so it doesn't look like I do anything. You know.
It's an elevator. Just press the button and let's go up a floor.
No.
Really? This is what's happening. You're like, no, I will not push a button for you. Mr. Mass Man cancering himself up over here cannot have one of his colleagues ride an elevator with him.
Out of character note, you could just press the button yourself.
I know, but I'm Nets, and I'm an asshat.
But I'm nuts.
No, guys, completely out of character right here. We're all working together towards the same goal. You guys are arguing over irrelevant bullshit in the elevator about somebody getting somebody in trouble at a fake job. Holy shit! Are you both handicaps?
Well, I mean,
Another point out of character. You beat the shit out of Nets and almost killed him with a draw.
Yeah, but he started it.
Yeah, he started
Snap.
it. Blah blah blah. Not really.
Okay, so roughly now, sort of 4.5 hours has gone past since the start of your shift, and Snarbly Wolf and Nets are in an elevator arguing.
I'm just gonna press the button now. It's like, we're going up. Whatever.
Okay, so you're heading up in the elevator.
Okay, and
What
I'm
are you
gonna
up to
ask Snarbly, like, okay, so like, we're in the elevator now. Your job, like, when are you weighing these things? Like, I see you've got your scratches on here that, yes, you're putting numbers down. So whenabouts are you weighing this? Like, that immediately after it gets weighed from the other guy, or do you wait till you get to the elevator, or what's going on here?
I wait before I get into the. Well, first off, he gives it to me, and then I weigh it, and then I bring it with me to the elevator. And yeah, that's basically how it goes.
Okay. So with your buddy over there, how accurate is his weighing?
My buddy? You mean the guy who gave you
Your colleague, the other part of your job, that dude.
the guy who gives me the elevator stuff, right?
Yes.
How accurate is his weighing?
Mm-hmm.
Accurate, I have to say.
Oh, okay.
There's not really much else to say besides that it's accurate.
Well, I just wonder, like, is he discontent with his job? Is he doing it half-assedly?
Well, I mean,
Would there be much of a difference if a single piece went missing?
I think it would make a ton of difference, you know. But no, he seems right. I never asked him if he hated his job or not.
I thought you guys did have that conversation. Anyway,
They have had that conversation, yes.
yeah.
Snarbly Wolf doesn't remember it apparently, but yes.
The radiation's getting to his brain.
Oh, Rash Man?
Yeah, Rash Man.
Oh, Rash Man! Oh,
Yeah.
he hates his job very much.
Who did you think we were talking about?
Okay, so the
The new
elevator
guy.
arrives. The elevator arrives on a floor, and the doors ping and open. And
Press 4th floor, right?
No. Press like 3rd floor.
Oh.
and the planet explodes, and it's the end of the campaign.
What?
I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding.
What?
You shit biscuit.
The plan.
So
No.
sorry. So the doors go ping and open, and as the doors go ping and open, there is a resounding thud that shakes the building, and it's felt more than it's experienced by Nets and Snarbly Wolf. It's felt more than it's heard, and it kind of like jumps you up off the floor slightly, and the elevator kind of jerks to the one side, and now the elevator doors and the doors on the floor don't quite line up properly.
I attempt with Net's smaller physical size to pull Snarbly Wolf and the cart out of the elevator.
Just don't pull me out. I got it myself.
Are you gonna run with me? Because, like, that elevator might just come crashing down.
But I just said I got out of the elevator.
Oh, okay.
So,
Meanwhile, Bomber is on floor 1.
Yeah, I figured you were gonna get wrong with that, so I sent you my
Yeah, and the explosion is a little bit more dramatic on floor 1, being as half the left-hand wall of the floor disintegrates, the wall between the manufactory floor and the the lunch area, disintegrates,
shit.
and shrapnel comes flying across the room. And this is the point where I roll a percentile check to see whether or not Bomber gets immediately taken out by shrapnel.
Fuck.
Oh, please make him make a new character.
90!
That's a yes.
1d6 worth of shrapnel.
Oh, I'll live.
And
Five.
5.
Owie, my
A,
ass.
a forearm-sized piece of metal wings past Bomber and takes a chunk out of his leg as it goes past. Several people scream as bits of metal and concrete get embedded into them. One of the manufacturing devices that's about sort of 7 or 8 foot tall piece of heavy metal topples over to the side. There's yelling and dust and noise, and Bomber's ears are ringing with the sound of the explosion. His eyes hurt from the pressure wave that pressed his eyes back into his head temporarily. The whole of Bomber's body feels like it's just been thumped by a giant with a pillow.
I love that analogy. A giant
that's
with a
kinda great.
pillow.
And the whole sort of that floor is just consumed in abject panic. People are running, people are screaming. There's several people bleeding, lying on the floor. One person who is not far from Bomber is shouting something, but even though the person's probably less than 3 steps away from Bomber, he can't hear what the person's saying because his ears are so just he's basically got the sound of Big Ben in his ear. And I take it that Bomber is now heading for the nearest stairwell.
Yes.
Yes, so pretty much everyone is heading for the nearest stairwell or the nearest exit. There's a few people who are kind of like moving around the floor, like checking on people who are down, but most people are just pegging for it. And
I'm gonna haul ass up the stairs.
Okay, so you're hauling ass up the stairs, which is odd because most people are coming down the stairs, and several people are looking at you slightly sort of concernedly. Roll a strength check.
15.
Okay, you manage to fight against the flow of people and head your way upstairs. Meanwhile, on floor 4 is Nets and Snarbly Wolf standing there while the whole building is consumed with the sounds of sirens. There's a security klaxon going off. There's red flashing lights. Pretty much everyone is coming out of the labs and heading for stairwells.
Mhm.
Several security guards have sort of positioned themselves in the corridor and are herding people towards the stairwells. Behind you, you hear a twang, a bit like a guitar string, and the elevator plummets out of existence in the stairwell, and you hear a resounding crunch as it lands on the ground below you, several floors below.
Did you
So what
grab
would
the
you like to
cart
do?
with you, Wolf? Or did you just jump out of the elevator?
I just jumped out of the elevator.
Okay, was I able to pull the cart when I tried to?
It's some kind of like a satchel of ferrocite, and yes,
Oh.
yes, you can take the ferrocite with you.
Okay.
I took the ferrocite with me. What'd you expect?
Oh, I just thought, like, explosion, we jumped out of the thing without mentioning anything else except for I was trying to grab
But anyway,
the stuff. But,
um,
okay, so we got
Is
ferrocite.
anyone from floor 4, or anyone I recognize from floor 4, heading down the stairs?
Several people running past you where you're standing at the elevators. You recognize a couple of the people from the mineral processing lab that you've been taking stuff to, and a couple of people from the security team that you've been walking past up on floor 4.
So I yelled at them, "Yo! What should I do with this bag?" And I open it, it's full of ferrocite.
Can you punch him for me?
Why?
One of the lab technicians kind of pauses for a second. He's about halfway to the stairs. He comes back and he looks at Snarbly Wolf and he goes, "It's fine. I'll take that from here."
All right.
Really?
Thanks.
Oh, you asshat!
And the scientist runs off and is now going home to be a very rich man.
Frickin' snargly
No!
dick!
I didn't know that. But you know what?
Nets is just shaking his head, like all this commotion's going on, and I'm staring here in like just a stupor, staring at Snarbly Wolf, shaking my head, just like, oh.
I'm heading down. I'm going home.
I'm
Anyway, so I head straight to the stairwell.
Okay.
Okay, so Snarly Wolf heads for the stairwell. What's Nets up to?
Okay, what's the likelihood that I can make it, like, how far am I from my kind of like office or workstation?
You're up on floor 4, so you're quite a long way from your office or workstation.
Oh, I thought I said I opened it on floor 3.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, if you've opened it on floor 3 and you're on floor 3, then you could head to your workstation.
Okay, without much suspicion, or people be like, why is he not just hoofing for it?
Oh, everyone will be fucking confused as to why you're heading in the wrong direction, but like no one's going to stop to ask you.
Okay, so I'm gonna run as if I panically misplaced something to my workstation.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use one of the computers and being an engineer, do we have access to camera feeds there, or is that something I'd have to try to get into?
You'd have to try and hack into that realm of the security officers.
Okay.
You've
Since
asked me
I've
that before, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
have I?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure you have.
From the office where I had previously set off the alarm for the office party, would that area be
Yes.
able to access the cameras? Since it's like a
Pretty much.
supervisory office?
Pretty much anywhere can access the cameras if you have the right passcodes. Like it's like opening a
Yeah. So it's just
server
opening
browser.
a browser. Okay. What would I have to roll to get into the computer?
We're talking about a Drasny security system for a manufacturing plant. 15.
And would that meet computer use? Okay. So 15?
15. Yeah.
Don't fail me now. I got a
2.
6. Damn it.
2.
Plus 4.
You got it. Oh, plus 4. Ah, right. That's with the bonus. Yes. So you got a 6. So yeah, you failed to hack into the security system.
Okay, so I'm gonna sit here and from my vantage point try to see like what the flow of people's like coming down from the 4th floor.
It's pretty much slowed down now. Most people have left
Okay.
by the time you finished your hacking attempt.
The security guards, like, are they sweeping the area, or it's just like everybody's booked it and gone, or?
Pretty much everyone's booked it and gone. Bomber, what are you up to?
How far up am I? 4-3, 4-4.
You can pretty much in this amount of time get pretty much where you want.
Okay.
So-
I'm going. So 4-4 was research. I'm gonna get up to 4-5. Take a quick look, see what's up there.
Okay, so you've got the senior administration's offices up there.
Okay. 7. What's on 6?
There is no floor 6.
Okay, 5 is top. I'm going to.
Floor
run
4
as
is the
fast as I-
interesting one. Floor 5 is just like
Yeah.
administrative bullshit, right?
Yeah, I have my data ripper though. Always do.
Yep, he carried
I'm
his
going
data.
to. Yeah, so I'm going to go to the. I'm going to look for something that says head researcher, heads, like supervisor sort of thing. Anything with a chief officer, anything on it, on a door.
Okay,
Do I
so you
find
go down
anything?
you go down the corridor looking at doors, and you have door 101, door 102, door 103, door 104, door 105, door 106.
Okay, I'm gonna open door
Oh.
101 right away. Just take a quick
Okay.
peek.
Okay, so door 101 is an office.
Okay, so now that we've got explosions happened, we're now going to be espionaging. We're 50 minutes into this episode, or like 45 minutes into this episode. I think we should take a quick break and come back for next one.
Okie dokie, let's pause here and we shall espionage when we get back.